I couldn't stop crying, and maybe it's the depression. Welcome to my 96 scandal. Someone get my second gen out of here. Hi, welcome. My name is Angelina, and today we are going to be reviewing Blackpink's title track from their new album called Ever So Cleverly, that album. And it's called Lovesick Girls, and they just released a music video at midnight. I was gonna film it at midnight, but then I had a breakdown, and I'll explain why later. And after I'm done with this, I'm gonna do a listening party over on my second channel, so please look forward to that as well. And also, on a whim, I managed to accidentally purchase all 4 versions of the album. Yeah. Oh. So it was capitalism. But I digress. Today we're going to talk about what vibes we get from the song, why it's familiar, why it's not familiar, what people are saying about it, and honestly everything in between. So let's get started. Actually, I'm going to stop you right there to remind you to like this video or dislike it and leave a comment on it only, because I just reached 150,000 subscribers, and honestly, there's no point in moving forward from now. If I catch any of you subscribing, I swear to 21 I will lose my shit. Okay, so this music video starts off with the very dreamy clip of all 4 members. They're in a car, it's very sunlit, but then it shifts to Jennie, and it seems that she got into a car crash, and it's obviously much darker. And then we see it cut to scenes where, you know, she's yelling at someone, she's fighting with someone, and it's very, very passionate. And then, of course, it cuts to each member and their respective scenes. We see Lisa in this super grungy outfit, and her head is leaned up against Lauren. Then we see Jisoo holding an hourglass, and it has pink sand, and it's just kind of pouring out. And then of course we have Rosé. Oh, I'm sorry, I meant to say Rosé. And it feels like the song kind of shifts at this part because it sounds a little bit more rock, it sounds a little bit more grunge. If I'm not mistaken, I'm hearing like electric guitar, and it's just overall a rock vibe, and I think it suits her voice so well. And on that note, I actually want to start talking about this song. I know I usually leave my thoughts on songs to the end of the month review, which by the way, go check out September's review when you're done with this video. But I feel like I just can't hold my thoughts to myself, and honestly most of my thoughts, like the bulk of this video, is going to be about the song. So I just thought it was just like too important to wait an entire month for this. So before the song was even released, you know, with the teasers, you know, since I already brought up 21, we might as well go down in flames. And yes, disclaimer, I am going to be talking about 21. If that's not your cup of tea, then, you know, maybe you're on the wrong side of YouTube. Maybe you stumbled upon the wrong channel. But hear me out. So before the song was released, a lot of people were saying this has 21 vibes, and I think it's because of like the acoustic guitars. I feel like 21 played a lot with acoustic guitars, from Lonely to Ugly to just literally doing acoustic versions of things, which by the way, if this comeback doesn't have an acoustic version of something, well, frankly, I'm not going to do anything because I'm stuck in YG's dungeon. But, you know, I have hopes that maybe someone will try for me. But I digress. On that note of seeing 21 elements, or like hearing these 21 elements, which by the way, I think 21 and Blackpink are cool now. Let's try not to start any fan wars, even though I've been known to inadvertently start a ton of them. But I still do think this song is very distinct. Are there some 21 vibes? Sure, I would say kind of a little bit, but not in that way where you're like, oh my god, could this have been a 21 song? Was this meant for 20? You know, that whole dialogue. And don't get me wrong, I love to have it. I love to think of how 21 could have evolved over all of these years. And this is something we can see with Blackpink, and we'll never be able to see that with 21. So in that sense, this is one of those songs where we can see the evolution of Blackpink. So of course, it's a Blackpink song, but it's much evolved. It's for sure different. I mean, Blackpink are mostly known for having these girl crush concepts. I find it very rare that they will go for a teen crush. They have in the past, but I find it still kind of rare. But this song is 100% teen crush in my opinion. You know, we have the typical teen crush chanting. So if I had to describe the vibes of the song, I would say we have kind of a little bit of these ITZY vibes if they were under YG, and then we have these lonely vibes mixed with ugly. But overall, I think that's just related to the vibes of the song. However, from what I've heard people say, you know, what the song actually sounds like to them, I've heard some people say that it sounds like Soulmu's What You Waiting For, which at first I really didn't see, but the more I listen to the verses, the more I can kind of hear it within it. But personally, my own addition to this is that it somehow, for whatever reason, reminds me of Teen Top's Don't Spray Perfume. I really don't understand this correlation, but if you can hear it, let me know. And as for the Born to Be Alone part, I think it reminds me of Maroon 5's She Will Be Loved. But definitely let me know in the comments what you think about that, if you have anything you would like to add. And I'm not gonna lie, when I heard the teasers and they were kind of chanting, "We are the Lovesick girls," I was so scared that I was going to hate it, that it was going to sound gimmicky or cheesy in a way. That was just honestly my first impression of it. But hearing that line paired with the rest of the chorus, I think it sounds really nice. Like it doesn't give me this gimmicky vibe that I felt at first. It just really fits, you know, the whole chorus being that same chant-like nature just fits really well in my opinion. And honestly, like I couldn't stop crying, and maybe it's the depression. I just felt like the song hit so differently. It hit so differently compared to every other Blackpink song that I heard up until this point. And here's why. So after, you know, the chanting we hear, "'Cause we were born to be alone." Yeah, we were born to be alone. But why are we still looking for love? And it just hit me like a ton of bricks. And I have to compare this to Ugly. Obviously, the songs are so different. They evoke very different feelings. But I think at the end of the day, they both evoke this feeling that you're incapable of love. And I just want to compare the feelings that it personally gave me for just a second. So when I first heard Ugly, you know, the lyrics go, "I think I'm ugly and nobody wants to love me." And honestly, the lyrics, "But we were born to be alone," just bring me back to that time when I first heard that song, because I find it's just expressing such a raw emotion in such an explicit way, right? Like there's no other way to interpret these lyrics. It says what it means and it means what it says. There's no deep diving into it. They literally just say what you are thinking, what you are feeling, and like it is what it is. You know, just like Ugly, I feel like it expresses this idea so simply, and it's so simple that it almost hurts. Like it does hurt, if I'm being really honest with you. And also paired with the fact that it's probably, you know, sentiments that people might struggle with on a daily basis, but at the same time might not be super comfortable expressing, or might not have expressed to anyone before. You know, you might keep it bottled up that you think you're born to be alone. It's very self-deprecating thoughts, right? Like, "I think I'm ugly and nobody wants to love me, and we were born to be alone." It's very self-deprecating because you're struggling with this idea that you're incapable of being loved, or you're incapable of loving someone. And I think it's like a very valid emotion, and I think it's very relatable. So to see people you look up to express that emotion so explicitly, it hits in a different way. And the thing is, a lot of songs might have toxic positivity, right? Like, "I love you despite your flaws," or something along the lines of, you know, "You're perfect and nothing is wrong with you." But sometimes that can feel disingenuous, and sometimes you just need to feel neutral about yourself, or you just need to feel the pain. It's just weird because sometimes I just want to be told that I'm a fuck up, or I just want my feelings of self-hate to be normalized, and you see someone else who's feeling that same way, and you just kind of feel at peace with that. So no matter how self-deprecating it is, no matter how negative it is, you kind of still feel at peace with it. I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. But back to my thoughts on the song. So another sentiment that I feel towards the song is kind of that it's new and old at the same time. We're like simultaneously going back in time while moving forward. Because as I mentioned before, there's a more youthful sound, but it's still, in that same sense, Blackpink evolving music-wise. But I do think it was a really great idea to go this route, especially with the pre-release like How You Like That. In my mind, this is a double title track because How You Like That was promoted like a title track. And I think they just complement each other so beautifully. I mean, you get that Blackpink typical sound that you've grown to love with How You Like That, and then you get like such an evolved sound, such a different sound, something you've never heard before from them. Which, by the way, I still get hate comments to this day for liking How You Like That. But yeah, with those two songs, I think you definitely get the best of both worlds. You get that beat drop that people hate on and hate on me for liking. Bada bing, bada boom, boom, boom. But you also get this cool experimental sound. It's pretty cool. I don't know. And on that note of going back in time, let us talk about the styling, because the styling to me was very reminiscent of Boombaya and Whistle, you know, more of their debut days, because it's more grungy, it's more teen crush, it's more, you know, fishnets and fishnets. I don't think they brought too much of a new feeling forward within the styling, but I think it's more of a modernized version of those debut days, of those songs, of Boombaya, of Whistle, you know? It's grungier, but there's still some little bit of cute elements. I think the styling feels safe, but I also think that's what the song really needed. My favorite combination actually is Lisa's band shirt and then this sparkly bralette type of thing over it. I think like the dichotomy of that is just so stunning. We also have this really interesting combination of Rosé's pink hair with a black leather jacket and this floofy orange tutu. I don't even know. I personally wouldn't have paired pink with orange, but I think it's kind of a vibe. And maybe I would have roasted this combination if I didn't have to cry myself to sleep at midnight, but you know what? It's officially soft hours with Angelina. I will save the rest of my thoughts for my end of month review, which I hope you guys are anticipating. By the way, I know you guys aren't allowed to subscribe, but you can follow me on Instagram and I'll let you know when it's uploaded. But yeah, let us move on to the music video. So for me, you know, I think people praise Blackpink a lot for their very extravagant music videos. But for this one, I feel like it was very mellow. Again, very reminiscent of like Whistle, you know, just these pink neon lights, just those types of vibes. But honestly, from the teasers, I was really expecting green vibes, right? I don't know, there was like green tinted lighting. You know, the writing that they used was green or yellow. So I generally thought this was going to be like a green song. You know, people say that Blackpink have either black concepts or pink concepts. I was like, this is gonna be green. I had a whole thing written about it, but we gotta scrap that now. But if I had to describe this, if I had to put this in a category, I feel like Lovesick Girls definitely more on the pink side, but it slides a little bit towards the black side as well. Because again, like these teen crush elements means that there's a little bit of cuteness. The chanting is obviously quite cute, but then you're looking into the meaning of the lyrics and it's like, oh shit, you know? Like, should I cry myself to sleep? Should someone just take my second gen ass out of here? I don't know. But we definitely have a very interesting mix. You know, you have the bright scenes with the sunlit backgrounds and all of that stuff. And then you have these darker scenes with the pink neon lights. So it's a very interesting mix. But we also have this cereal scene, which I think is an ode to Gotta Be You. But maybe it's just... It was also in Kill This Love, so maybe it's just a new YG trope, along with having a car in every single MV. I dare you to name me one Blackpink 21 Big Bang music video without a car. I'm sure there are some, but like, you get the point. There's lots of cars. As for the choreography, like, obviously I haven't seen it in its entirety yet, but from the chorus, it looks really fun. I feel like it's a very simple move, you know, hitting your head like this. It's very simple, it's very cute, and I think it's gonna be very repeatable. I just think it's a really great killing part, right? It's not too complicated. But yeah, those are basically my thoughts on the song. Why it's familiar, why it's not familiar, what type of vibes we're getting. Thank you guys so much if you made it this far. My watch time really appreciates it. Don't forget to like and comment on this video, and you can also share it with friends you don't have. But remember, you're not allowed to subscribe. I don't know how long that will last. At 151K, I'll just be like, they didn't listen. I'm kidding though. Don't like unsubscribe or like don't not subscribe. But like also, like I don't see myself growing past this. I think this is my peak and, you know, I'm willing to accept that. You can also join my channel members by clicking the join button next to the subscribe button. Basically, you can get fun little perks like a cute Kevin emoji next to your name. You can get sneak peeks or even see videos earlier than other people depending on the level. These are the lovely individuals who help support my channel on a monthly basis. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm gonna go crawl in a hole now. Bye! I feel like this is the year that companies are like listening to us. You know, people complained about Everglow, people complained about Blackpink, and now we have like vocal heavy choruses. We just have like a different feeling, and I don't know. I think it's really interesting. Maybe they're just scared of stans. I mean, I know I am. Okay, bye.